because I brought it up on one of my vlogs.
You've been going live every month, dude.
Yeah.
You getting more following?
Yeah, I'm live right now.
Dude, what's your Patreon? What's your...
Hit me up on Patreon.
Hit me up.
What's Patreon?
People can buy you virtual beers this month. Like, there's like tiers that they can sign up for, like $12. You can give them stickers or whatever. $10 and I'll do the product next time for you.
That's crazy.
I think they have to pay you to subscribe to, like monthly payments.
Yeah, monthly.
I think Patreon, what is it? Like an app or a website or what is it?
It's a website. I do it for Torchstock.
You do?
Yeah, you give them $3 a virtual beer.
Yeah, you have to pay to subscribe, but I mean, it's fun. You can get perks like.
And it's on YouTube?
That's not my website.
Here's the
Patreon membership platform, yeah. Artists and creators to get paid.
the collab me and Nina are working on. There's a nice little cube opal on top of that down stem. It's all naked right now. We gotta dress it up with some attachments.
Woo! Birthday.
That's Nino. That's the dude I be talking about. He be throwing it down on the torch.
Oh yeah, this thing is
So fancy, bro. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really
Dude, I
good.
was saying it's good just as it is.
It is good as it is, but it's not done.
But like, what if you put?
It's our last collab of the year. We're going out on it.
You gonna do big marbles on that or what?
I'm gonna do one nice size marble on the back. Nothing huge, I want it to fit proportional.
Some banger pearls.
I think they're a little too big, aren't they? I've never used them, so I don't know. Oh yeah, cat. Dude, that's just such the perfect color scheme for this. All right, guys. So here's the. Sorry about that. Here's the carb cap for that tube. It's a directional carb cap, and the glass changes from blue to green depending on what kind of light source it's under. Anyone gonna say anything? Oh wait, I don't have the. My bad. I don't have the chat over from chat. Yeah, hell yeah. That's what's up, Felix. Thanks, Matt. To buy glass, hit me up on my Instagram. I'll type it in right now. Sorry, my shopmate is just blocking my screen. I'll put both of our Instagram handles on here for you guys. So that's me. What up, Dub? What up, Jamie? No problem. You'll do what? All goods. All guts. So you guys, I literally turned on the camera the second I got here, just so you guys can see my ritual and how I get down in this place. So basically, I'll give you guys, it's just a garage setup. We got the smoking table, the kiln, Nino's station over there, my station right here, a little AC unit, couch, just a simple setup, nothing fancy. You don't have to have, we've had nicer studios, we've had air-conditioned studios. It's awesome, but you don't need it. What you need is time on the torch. So feel free to ask any questions while I'm blowing glass tonight. I'm going to be working on some attachments and working on some prep for a custom order that I don't remember who it's for, but it's someone from YouTube. So thank you guys for the support. You guys are awesome. 420 daily. That's all you need. Yeah. Have a smoke sesh. I brought some Turks with me. I brought the munchies too. I got a bag of beef jerky. I got some cookies. I'm ready.
Oh, there's hot leftovers if you want them. Hot dog hamburger, you good?
I appreciate it.
Excuse me.
So I'm gonna get the yeah, dude. I got two vids though. I'm gonna get the kiln turned on. Thanks for reminding me about these. Just leave that out for now. Yep.
I don't want to put some water in it and see how it works, but I'm really,
Just wait.
yeah.
I don't want the the hard water in it until after it's done. I think if we do function, I think from now on when I do function tests, I'm gonna use that kind of water, distilled, so it doesn't make hard water stains in there at all.
Sure. Yeah. Just put 1 drop of ISO in it and it gets that.
That's true. Yeah, this tube's going to be available soon. It is not a cheap set. It's going to come with the tube, carb cap, I believe a spoon. Did you finish that spoon?
Yeah.
Did you want to throw one of these marbles on there or no?
It's a fire glass where keep killing and
Keep killing it. Thanks, starter. So, kiln's on. First thing I'm going to do is...
It's up to you. It's just a basic scheme.
Maybe we'll just toss it in,
Yeah.
toss it in,
Yeah.
type of thing. I mean, we could throw an attachment on it, just throw it in the kiln and just kind of stick it on there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you guys share this video when we get up to like 30 to 30 people watching, I'll do a giveaway. Because I've never even had more than like 15. So share this video right now. Tell all your homies, look, get on here. And then once I see that I have 30 people watching and 30 likes, both, I'll do a giveaway to someone in the chat live. 30 is a little low. Let's do 50. Yeah, see, you know, 50. Yeah, 50 people. Give me 50 people live and 50 likes, and I'll do a giveaway live on camera. That's what's up.
yeah, I'm not skater for life.
Oh,
but I'm helping it out.
you don't even skate.
I did, dude. I did.
I've never seen you on a skateboard.
I skated yesterday, last week
Okay.
twice.
I believe you. Don't go to yell at me,
I got
bro.
my kick flip back. I got a heel flip.
You can kick flip. You can kickity flip. Kickity flip flip flip. Are you gonna work on anything tonight?
I don't have any oxygen.
Oh, you didn't grab any?
I'm just gonna go Monday.
Damn, bro. Well, I guess it's just me. I was gonna like have Nino show you guys some cool stuff. But did you make all those balls on my torch?
No.
Oh, you just use last year option. Yeah, same, man. Your torch.
I
Those
just used the
balls
mini
were clean.
torch in here and then.
No, I meant the black and the black.
Oh,
and
the
clear.
wig wags. No, I just used the last amount of oxygen on it.
Okay. Okay, so man, you can really clean for my torch. Oh yeah, I'll wrench you up, Doug. What's up, Ivan? I already said that. Don't put your balls in the torch. Never put your balls in the torch. That's a good advice, bro. Thank you for that. I don't know what I'd do without you. Pick.
Don't put your balls in space.
So I'm gonna start out with a little implosion marble. Huh?
That new moderator.
Yeah, I have a couple of them. That if they ask me for a wrench at this point, I pretty much toss them out.
Thank you, brother. That's awesome.
I mean, you gotta have a couple of them out there just in case you got some clowns coming in talking that stupid
We're on
crap.
the fan hammer, dude. Trump supporters, get out.
Yeah. Oh, we got 8 people and 8 likes. We only need 42 more. One time, me and Nino got 100 people on the live stream. We didn't think we were going to do it, but we did. And I ended up giving away a pendant. And it was a horrible experience. The guy was a total douchebag. No offense to him if he's in here, but basically, we did the same thing 2 nights in a row. I was there, let's say it was Monday. On Monday, I did a live, and I said, if we get to this many people, I'll do a giveaway. It didn't make it. So then the next night, I did the same thing, and he won. And while I was leaving here going home, my video got pulled because of a copyright issue. So he saw my old video, went on Facebook, blasted my name all super hard, like 13 shared, like just blasted me all hard before I even got home. And I get home to all this drama of him calling me a liar and all this bull crap. So then I still sent him the prize. And I also told him that I didn't really, actually I didn't tell him this, but I wanted to. I was hoping he would just break it, and I didn't really want people like him supporting my art. I don't think I told him it. I think I just told my shopmate that or something. I appreciate that, guys. You guys are pretty fucking dope. You guys are pretty cool yourself.
Cool, I got this down.
Mm-hmm. Cut it down and store it away. I just need like a little section so I can do some prep with it. So right now I'm heating up just the end of this blank, and I'm blowing a nice even bubble. At least I'm trying to. A lot of times we got to do a warm up and toss it. No, I don't make bangers. Bangers are made out of quartz glass. I blow borosilicate glass. Thanks for sharing, Mr. Skater for Life 2360, whoever you are. You got a cool name. You probably don't even skate. We got 11 likes in here. That's cool. Everyone in here is liked. I appreciate it. And if you share the video to your, Facebook, or you tell your friend to hop on and check it out or whatever. If we get to 75 likes and we don't have that many people in here, then I'll still do the giveaway for the people who are inside the room. How about that? That means 75 people came in, liked it, and left. I don't care. That's cool. I'd really like 75 subs because I need them subs so I don't have to lug this computer around for you guys. All right, so we're almost there. Just what I've been doing is re-blowing it out a little bit because the front of the bubble, the wall thickness was a little uneven. And that's a big part of this technique, is to make sure your wall thickness is pretty much even and perfect. You guys talking about prison shanks right now or what? He must be J Rock. No, I'm not J Rock's glass blower. I'm J Rock's homie. Maybe go back and watch a few videos back. Maybe the video of us together. Who's Nick Krim, huh? Yeah, J Rock isn't like so. I mean, that'd be pretty dope, but yeah, J Rock doesn't buy enough glass to support a glass blower, I don't think. But he's gonna get a really dope piece from me as a present here pretty soon. Coco, how you doing, girl?
What's up, Pops? What's up, Pops?
No, I'm not gonna make him a fucking glass shank for a present. If he asks for it, I guess I would, but no. I'm gonna make him a nice little mini tube for a gift. What's good, Odin? See, you're carrying that wrench like a true boss.
Oh, yes. Is this 7 mil or 6 mil?
That is, I think 6. I got the stringers and then that to rake. It's basically all just for wrap and rake, so I can do like the individual circles.
Right.
The Gonzo tech.
What do you call it? Like
Yeah, something in rake. What's up, J Rock? Yo, before you came in here, dude commented, Krim, and he's all like, "He must be J Rock's glass blower, pipe maker."
yeah, baby.
That's right. No, it's all love, you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Yeah, and if you guys didn't catch my video, 2 videos earlier, the one from earlier today, go check it out. It's a video of my car smoking. It's crazy. Basically, need a new car ASAP. So if you guys want to buy some glass and support the car fund, hit me up. My Instagram is the same as my Facebook, except for the Facebook has 2 S's at the end instead of 1. And my Venmo is the same as my Instagram.
What is that?
Thanks, bro.
Damn TVs.
What kind of pieces are you making for that shop order? Just like a bunch of recyclers?
3 recyclers and 6 mini tubes. Or 4 mini tubes.
Anyone asking anything?
You guys want to see me blow a fat cloud, dude?
Bro, babe, babe Nation. What's up, Nick from Alabama in this bitch? I'm glad you're in here, Nick. Thanks for tuning in. We got 12 likes. Hey, J Rock, if I get 75 likes, I will do a giveaway live. I'd really like 50 subs, 75 likes. That's what I need.
want fake news.
Oh God. About to have half of my following just turn me off. So now I got this thing fumed up with some gold and silver. So as you can see, it kind of has that metallic look because there's actually metals on it. And when you fume with gold and silver, it needs to be 24 karat pure gold and pure silver. I don't know if J-Rock's still in here. He was earlier. I'm gonna call him real quick and let him know to tell everyone about the giveaway. Yeah, are you on the live? Oh, then you must have missed it. But I'm trying to do a giveaway if we make it to 75 likes. Do a live giveaway. So if you want to tell your people. I'll probably do a random number generator and then have people guess numbers, and you can have one guess. Whoever guesses the number first wins. Yeah, because there's not going to be 75 people in the live stream once it gets 75 likes. Most people are going to come in, like it, and leave. Yeah, so whoever sticks around, those people are the ones who will get a chance to win something. One. He's sending out the rock call. Beep beep. J-Rock, who's playing right now?
Arizona and Oregon.
Nice. So sorry, you guys. Totally forgot to put this on. This is a didymium lens that I'm just I'm just putting over the camera, and it basically will help you guys see past the sodium flare or the flame flare a little bit. It helps a little. Where did you put that 5 mil?
It's where the 7 mil is. Oh, wait, the 6 mil?
Yeah.
It's under those tubes. I'll just send you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Eighth Wonder actually has pretty good prices on glass too. I mean, if you factor in the fact you have to pay for shipping and all that, it's pretty competitive. It's pretty competitive, especially the clear. You guys are ridiculous, bro. Yeah, so right now I got this thing fumed up with gold and silver. This is just a clear rod. Now I'm going to start laying a pattern on the bubble with this clear rod. And every dot that I lay will encase the metals in between 2 layers of glass. There's no specific pattern you have to do. You can do any pattern you'd like. I have a pattern that is like my go-to, and then sometimes I'll change it up. You don't have to use clear. You can use any transparent color, and the fume will show through. Or if you don't fume it, you could just use colored rod, and it'll still look pretty dope. Yo, I gotta rent you, bro.
Yo.
It's the real ones. It's taking a minute for it to pull up. But once you start laying these dots, you got to keep everything nice and warm because each one of these dots are still not fully cooked in or sealed together. So they're not completely one piece of glass yet. So each one of these dots is creating just a little bit of stress on it. It's creating little spots, little areas where once it's more prone to crack. Right now I'm just trying to get this dot back into the center. So I'm heating up the glass around the dot and letting it kind of fall into the middle of the bubble.
That's why I do that.
All right, I got you now. I like you explaining what's going on. For sure, no problem. That's kind of the whole point of why I started. Is I want to do tutorials and answer you guys' questions. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and ask me. If I don't see it, ask me again. Sometimes I won't look at the screen for a couple minutes at a time. So after you get that center dot, it starts going a little bit faster, especially after you've done about 100 of these. I've probably done over 1,000 of these. It's also a lot about making sure you're comfortable and you can play these dots down right.
Your chat's starting to pop off, right?
What are they saying?
16 people.
16 people, 14, 21 likes. We getting there. We getting somewhere, folks. Someone might be getting a free little sticker pack or maybe even a piece of art. Maybe even a little piece of glass or something. I'm just doing this just to say thank you to everyone who has been supporting me. I really do appreciate it. I'll cover shipping and all that, so don't even worry about it unless you feel the need to want to cover it. I won't tell you no, but that's kind of the point of a giveaway is you don't have to pay anything. So now that I've laid those dots, the first ring of dots, I'll go in and I'll lay the second ring. And that's a big thing about when you fume, especially when you fume heavy like I just did on this one. It also doesn't like to stick very much. We have 1 subscriber so far from this video, not the 50 I wanted. That's awesome. Yeah, I make glass beads as well. They go on necklaces. So I guess that is considered jewelry. So there's the second row. I'll get this all heated up and see if I can't show you guys the pattern. You still watching it, Nino?
Yeah.
Can you see the pattern in your phone?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, cool. So that's basically, I'm just doing a dot in the center, 6 dots around that, and then I'm hitting the gaps on on the next layer. If there's any questions, Nino, will you let me know? And Nino is actually watching, so if there's any questions, he'll either answer them or he'll ask me, and I'll answer them live, one of the two.
T-Bird asked, do you make pipes?
Yes, I make pipes. If you go to my Instagram, which is Nino will actually type it in right now. It's at @dub_glassworks. I have most of my pictures there. That's where I'm very active. I post almost all my work there. You can DM me there, message me on here, or any of the other social media links that I put in almost every video of mine. I'll edit this video and end up putting it in this one as well. I just was strapped for time because I literally walked in the garage, pulled the computer out of the bag, and just went live, you guys.
Tommy Foster asked, how can we order something?
The best way to get a hold of me to order something is through Instagram, whether it's a piece that you like and you see that I've made, or it's a custom. I only accept set a certain amount of customs at one time, and there is a deposit or a down payment for customs just to prove that you are, one, really wanting it, not just going to waste my time, two, for me to buy the material, and three, to hold your place in line.
Josh Cruz, glass blowing does not mess with your teeth because the chemicals, it's kind of weird. I mean, unless you're like inhaling the fumes that mostly will mess with your lungs, not your teeth.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's kind of a weird question, to be honest.
I mean,
I guess I get it.
yeah.
If you're biting and chewing on the glass rods, you probably will fuck your teeth up.
Yeah.
And your tongue.
What's up, guys? I'm Nino Glass. I'm his shopmate. You guys can always hit me up on Instagram at Nino Glass.
He'll type his Instagram handle in right now. He has some really amazing work. He has some available right now. I know he's doing a shop order, so he might be a little bit backed up for a couple of days, but he generally is pretty good about getting his orders done in a timely fashion. I'll vouch for him 100%.
Why don't you use a rubber tube? We do.
A blow hose?
It's called a blow hose, so you don't have to,
Blow at the end.
keep putting the piece to your mouth or whatever.
Yeah,
But
and we do, but this whole summer was so hot, we kind of both didn't blow glass.
Thanks for the follow, guys. Glass in local stores. I think I still do have some glass in local stores.
Yeah, we both have some glass in Wave Smoke Shop off of Power and University. I don't know what other stores Nino has it in, but I know he has some out of state, and so do I.
I mean, Arizona has a pretty all right market, but like Colorado and California and stuff are a lot better.
Yeah, I probably have more of my work in Colorado smoke shops still to this day, and I haven't been there for like 5 years.
Yeah. But I mean, the main thing we like best is going directly to customers, so we don't have to sell wholesale. We sell retail. It's always best.
And everything's like, selling to the store is cool, but I like dealing with customers one-on-one. I like doing customs, making something that someone else kind of envisions, and then putting my spin on it.
Some fuck. We do see your comments. You're all good, man. We see you. Some fuck.
That his name? Some fuck?
Some fuck in guy.
Some fucking guy.
Some fucking guy.
I like that. It's good.
Coming back to eating glass. Yeah, dude, it's definitely dope, man. You can't. I mean, messing up your teeth from chemicals. I don't know, dude. Like, I mean, glass blowers aren't known for their hygiene, so I mean, shit.
Yeah, we're all stinky hippies, anyways.
Can you get my girl's name on it? Yeah, if you order some custom, he can definitely write a name on it for you.
Yep. Whether it's a pendant or a pipe.
Everything on Instagram is for sale unless it's already sold. So,
Yes, correct.
but we can always remake the piece, custom make it however you like, you know. So, but yeah, I mean, people do get pretty sick from blowing glass if you don't do it correctly, you know.
And that's why when people, in multiple videos, I've had people ask me, like, what do you need to start blowing glass? And the number one answer I give is ventilation, ventilation, ventilation. Your ventilation is a huge deal because of all the different fumes that glass gives off. From when you fume it with glass, gold and silver, to when it's colored glass that has different metals and stuff within it. Speaking of that, yeah, turn that
Yeah,
fan
that
on.
shit wasn't even on.
But
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so when you're starting to blow glass, if you're ever interested in it and you want to get a little startup studio going, I don't know, little. So one dot is popped off. It happens. More often it'll crack than pop off. But when that kind of stuff happens, that means the glass is too cold. So I'll take it and put it way in the back of the flame and just kind of slowly heat everything back up and move it back towards the hot zone.
The best way to do it is either through Facebook or Instagram. Just hit the DM.
Yeah,
We'll get
or
right
you
back
can
to you.
message me on here. I haven't figured out how to message people on YouTube yet. So, I mean, I get messages and reply to them, but I've literally tried to message people and looked for how to message people so many times that I just gave up. So here's the finished pattern. It's just a pretty simple pattern. And my general rule of thumb is don't go too far past the equator of your bubble when you're doing this technique. And this technique is called the hollow implosion. Then from here, what I'm basically going to do first, I'm going to heat the whole thing back up because these back dots are not sealed on good at all.
The piece that I use daily.
We pretty much don't use, like, he has a decent little piece that he uses daily, but we sell our best stuff. That's just a clear little rig. That's,
Obviously, the normal pipe.
did you make it? Nice. I've never seen you do a ISO like that. How much does it weigh?
Quite a bit. The last of the 15 mil I had.
That one fume one I made, I weighed it, weighs over a quarter pound.
This little rig would probably go for like $75 in store.
It-
Well,
No.
Really?
That rig he would sell for $125. Yes. Stop lowballing yourself, bro. This dude has had a problem with lowballing his work since day one.
Because in my eyes, it's just what it's worth, dude. I don't know. Shit. What kind of fuel for the torch? It's propane and oxygen.
He probably will sell those. I mean, he should be selling those for $100 a piece.
I'll show you some other pieces too.
So now what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm just eating the tip of this bubble back and just basically collapsing it slowly and controlled collapsing this bubble. So that's a dope ass recycler that he makes. And that's why I said in my last couple videos that he's really taken off. He's just a young gunner, but he's done hollow work his entire time on the torch. And he can make some very complex recyclers that are honestly, it takes a long time to learn how to get that good at shaping glass. And he just was a natural.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I appreciate it. We got 40 likes so far and a couple of subs, it sounds like. I appreciate all the support, you guys. And like I said, if we get to 75, we will do a giveaway of some sort. What's up?
Skater for life. Hey, what the hell are you doing over there? Yeah, you can put names on the rigs if you want to.
The best way to do that, though, would be to do it on an attachment or something. When you put names inside of hollow pieces and then you have to work them, it tends to skew the lettering a little bit.
True, and it's hard to get a crisp. It's not like handwriting on a piece of paper, you know. So it's not always going to be perfect. So keep that in mind.
The best way to do it is inside of a marble, in my opinion, or a cap. All right, quit pouring out all your merch on my fucking channel.
All right, check out my page, bro.
I already haul your shit hard as fuck.
That's ended.
He's just standing in front of my laptop while I'm trying to do a live, like, check this out and check this out. No, Nino's solid. He has a lot of good work. Definitely go look at his work. And he gives super fair prices on everything that he makes. But when he does make a heady, you know, it costs a lot. Just like this collab that we're making together. It's going to be a pretty little penny, but whoever gets it, it's going to hopefully have it for the rest of their life. It's going to come in a pellet case with, and the set's probably going to be a 4 to 6 piece set.
Like this rig?
Those rigs,
Josh Cruz?
significantly higher than you would usually.
I'd sell this for $200.
That's super fair.
It's just the torch and stuff. Oh, the rigs. Okay. To get started blowing glass, it's a lot of money, dude. Like for the torch, Donovan's torch was like $1,000 or
This is $1,400.
$1,400. The kiln is like $1,000 as well. The glass itself could be pretty pricey too, you know. So,
but like I said in previous videos, I started out and got my first setup going with $1,000. I didn't have a kiln. I could only do small work, and I used vermiculite to basically allow my glass to cool down. And that's how I first started. I didn't get my first kiln until I was blowing glass for probably 8 months. But kilns, even the cheapest kilns, you know, they start at about $800. You really got to spend about $1,000 to get a nice kiln, like he said. His torch is a Nortel Red Max that he's customized to fit his needs. It's a little bit cheaper than my torch. How much was your Nortel?
I bought it used on eBay for $550.
Okay, you can buy
Great deal.
You can buy them brand new probably for what, the $700 to $800 range.
I think so. Yeah, something like that.
And a great website to go to look up all this stuff is mountainglass.com.
Hit me up if you need a nectar collector.
Dude, they're called terp slips.
Terp slips, yeah, whatever.
I already showed them and hollered you in my last video. It's funny because first thing oh yeah, and also I'm gonna do a set of 5 mystery boxes. I haven't done them for years. I used to do tons of them. Basically, mystery box, it is what it sounds like. Depending on how much you spend, really deciphers how much is in the box. But you basically get wholesale costs on everything that you buy. So let's say you spend $200, you're going to end up walking away with probably $300 to $400 worth of glass in retail.
Yo, Eli Bands hit me up on Instagram.
Who?
He was asking about a glowing rig.
Yeah, and we also do collabs for custom orders as well. So if you guys want, go check out both of our Instagrams. You know, every glass blower has a different style. So that's how I used to choose what glass blower I was gonna buy glass from. Was if I liked their style, I liked the pieces that they were putting out, I knew that I would like whatever they made me, type of thing. And then also, this collab that we're doing right now, when it is available, I'm gonna give you guys first dibs on it before I post it up on Facebook or Instagram for sale. I'm gonna post it up as like it's done, but it's not gonna be available until I give all you guys first dibs on it to see if any of you guys want it first. Because you guys have watched the entire process of it being made through the last few episodes. And I know it's kind of hard to notice that you've watched it because glass is a slow game. I've had so many people tell me, I want to watch you blow glass. That's so cool. I'm like, all right, cool, come over. And they'll be watching for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe 15. And then they're bored and they're like, all right, I'm going to go do this. I'll be back in a few minutes. And they come back and like, oh, well, how'd you do that? Well, you should have stayed and watched, but, on the torch, you're not just going to hop on and make some crazy, awesome thing in 10 minutes. No matter what you're making, if you want to make it quality and nice, glass can't really be rushed. You can try to go as fast as you can, but the faster you go and rush yourself, the more you're going to notice that you're cutting corners. If you cut 50 corners on a piece, by the time you get to the end, that piece looks like crap. All the small steps matter just as much as anything else because it's just a bunch of tiny steps put together. By the end, you have a complete piece.
Tommy Forrester. Depending on style, it could take like 1 day. It took me 1 day to make this, and this maybe a day and a half. So like 8 hours.
Yeah, it all
10,
depends
12.
on both if it's worked, if it's just a clear piece, then you don't have to do much prep work. You just have to have clear tubing and you pull it down to the right size so you can get it done a lot quicker. But if it's worked and it's like line tubing or has wigwags or has a space tech and you have to create the prep, then you basically have to add in the fact that the first basically hour or two of what you're making is making prep. So we're almost to the point where I can show you this implosion. I know it's a slow process, but that's just how glass works. Get out of here with that little thing.
It's a mothership rig, dude.
Yeah, those sell for $1,700.
The sale price $1,300. Usually $2K. So
Yeah, mothership. No. When did you make that little heinous looking thing?
dude, I don't know.
Has it been sitting around for a while? Or?
Yeah, this is like the first recycler I ever made.
Oh, really?
14 mil full piece, dog.
Like like a 14 mil glass flower piece?
Yeah,
Full
flour.
piece?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can both make it for you. Depending. I mean, this is my channel, so who are you asking? if you're wanting something that is, to be honest, Nino is probably the guy to go to for complex rigs, recyclers, stuff like that. Not saying that I can't do them. I'm just saying that he's been doing them longer. It takes me a little longer to achieve what he can do a little bit quicker because he's done so many of them. So this whole bubble, as you can see, it's been eaten down. And I'm gonna take this off for a second.
Yo, quick shout out, special comment in the chat room. It's worth takes a long time.
What did he say?
Oh shit. Respect.
Yeah, Jaybird, I make pipes. Hit me up on my Instagram. I'm gonna type it in again. It's the same exact thing as my name, but it's an underscore and an at. All right, Nino Glass is gonna type in my Instagram again. That's both my Instagram, my Venmo, and if you add an extra S to the end, it's my Facebook. So you can get a hold of me on any of those, or you can message me on here, and I will get to it relatively quick. I'm right often like the rest of us.
And remember,
Can you see this or no? Is it too red?
it's too red for me. I'm lagged out a little bit. Remember, guys, anything is life that is worth takes a long time.
Anything in life is worth waiting for. Anything good in life is worth waiting for. We got what you meant, bro. It's all love.
I know, I'm not laughing at you, I'm just laughing with you.
It's all love here, man.
Oh yeah, dude, it burns and cuts.
I've almost had to get skin grafts off of my butt and my thigh from my left hand one time. I burnt myself so bad before I ever met Nino. We haven't burnt ourselves, knock on wood, we haven't burnt ourselves really bad for quite some time.
Yeah, not too bad.
I
did cut my thumb really bad once.
Yeah, at that demo.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time me and Nina went to Open Torch Night. We were making a Sherlock at someone asked me to buy it the other day. I showed them it, and I told them it wasn't for sale. It's a sentimental piece. But we were making this Sherlock, and I'll show it to you guys later on my night video. But he somehow, I don't know how, he basically slipped or something, and he sliced his thumb open super bad. So I just took his piece. I took the piece and started working on it. And he was gone for like 20 minutes trying to get that thing to stop bleeding. So by the time he came back, he's like, "Oh, cool! I thought that thing was ruined. I thought it was gone for." But that's all part of being a good shopmate. Is like when someone needs a helping hand, you just give them a helping hand, just like anything in life. And then he finished up the piece, and we both threw some little dope attachments on it, and I still have it, and it's not going to go anywhere. It's super sentimental to me, and if it goes anywhere, it'll just come back to Nino. It's really hard for me to sell a lot of the pieces me and Nino make because our styles complement each other so well that I end up falling in love with every piece we make and that is completed. So it sucks having to sell them, but oh yeah, that's Coco. Look at Coco. Coco.
Little black Doge.
So this is a warm-up marble, basically an attachment that I'm just gonna.
Oh, someone did ask about rings. Do you ever make rings?
Yeah, I've made a few rings. The hardest part is sizing them, but I do have a ring sizer now. So actually, it's somewhere around here. Hopefully, I still have it. But yeah, I do make rings. If you want one, go ahead and shoot me a DM. We'll talk about what kind of ring you want, how intricate it needs to be, and I'll give you an estimate.
I think that making a ring in sneaky toe though would be pretty hard.
Oh, is that what he wants? A sneaker toe ring?
Yeah. Make a ring that's a sneaker toe. That would be tight. Maybe if it like ran on the inside. You know, you have a ring and then a little chill in your palm or something. That could work.
I never made a ring that was a functional smoking ring, but I made a handful of jewelry rings back in the day, and they're fun. Oh yeah, I brought you a poster inside of that bag.
That's it.
And I also, since I was working at Eighth Wonder Studio, not Nady, fucking Davy Cakes gave me some line tubing of his.
Where that?
There's a big chunk in the big bag, and then a smaller
That's-
chunk in the front bag.
That's last alchemy for me.
You have that new one?
That's the new one.
That's what. That's what.
Oh, this is dope. This is way better than I had. Too bad I don't like glass alchemy.
It don't matter. It's still cool looking. I give him a poster, and he's like, "I hate this shit." I'm sad.
What's the biggest
I
piece?
have a glass alchemy poster in my room.
What's the biggest piece you ever made?
The biggest piece I've ever made. Well, we both hand spin all of our glass. We don't have enough money to afford a lathe. Most of the big bongs you see in the smoke shops are all made on lathes. They're expensive, and so the biggest piece I've ever made was probably 10 inches tall, maximum, maybe a little less, probably like closer to 9. But yeah.
Yeah, the biggest piece I've made was probably on par with his, except, I don't know. Actually, I'm not even sure. It's just tough because the kiln is not big enough for pieces, they're too big for it.
Yeah, we're kind of limited by the size of the kiln we have right now. I actually sold my kiln a while back, and it was a marble kiln anyways. To do any tubes, I had to lay them sideways inside of there. It wasn't a great kiln to try to put big pieces inside of.
But smaller is baller, in my opinion. I like smaller rigs.
Yeah, and if you're smoking oil, you actually don't want a giant chalice because the more airspace that's in there, the faster that smoke will get stale, and you'll lose the taste of the terpenes.
Brand new lathes go for starting at $10,000 for like an American lathe Gator.
Which is not like not the nicest company.
Yeah, but they go up to like 40K, 50K. It's some machines. Big enough kiln. Well, a big kiln.
Costs about 10K.
Yeah, 10K at the top.
Yeah, the top end. We can get a really nice scut that would handle as much work as we would probably be able to produce for probably around $6 to $7 grand.
And I know after like glass trade show competitions, they buy kilns and then they'll sell them right after for a discounted price. So that's a good. If you're looking for a kiln, wait for that. Whatever.
Yeah, like every year they have shows in Las Vegas. They have shows in all over the place.
So start a GoFundMe for purchase a bigger kiln and lathe.
All right, yeah. Are you gonna support it if I start one?
That'd be dope, JoJo. That'd be awesome.
As a matter of fact, I might have to start one anyways because I had someone from, I think, Australia, if I'm not mistaken, hit me up today. And for some reason in Australia, they can't use Venmo. I don't know why, but he sent me a screenshot saying this application is not available in your country or something.
JoJo got 20 on it. Started.
All right, well, tell you what, JoJo. Send me a message on Facebook or on
Maybe this next live video will.
Next live video I'll link the GoFundMe account, which will be tonight anyways, because you guys know I do story time. And today I have tomorrow off, so I'm gonna grind until I have all these attachments done, and then maybe grind some more.
Hell yeah, dudes. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. That's what I've been saying, bro. It's like, I can't thank you guys enough just for the comments and the likes and the subscribes. It keeps me a little bit motivated to stay on the torch and realize that what I'm doing is appreciated by other people besides just myself. You know, you have family that's super into it when you're first starting, and then as you keep doing it, they get less enthused by it. So it starts to feel like maybe they're not good at it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you can encase a nug if you try it
The best way to like another weed.
with epoxy.
Yeah, I was gonna say not with hot glass. You have to use basically leave a clear window of glass somewhere, and then put the nug in there, and then there's a certain type of epoxy that you can pour in there and let it set and cure. And after that, you'll have a nug that looks like it's in glass, but it's actually an epoxy.
Yeah, BB drums. If you're into glass blowing videos, check out Revere Glass. After this, of course, he has a cool video on how to encase a nug.
Yeah, it's kind of old, but still the same as it ever was. There was a bunch of hate on one of his videos I was watching lately. He's like, somebody's like, "How do you feel about not refunding the money that you took from somebody for the class or something?" I was like, "Damn."
Will the nug survive? Yeah, it'll stay preserved inside the epoxy forever. Jojo, I've been seeing those pieces where they put like cactuses on the top of the rigs. It's pretty cool.
So now what I'm doing is I have this thing fully imploded, but now I'm gathering the clear back down on top of it to give it a lens.
Is there a lot of money in the glass business? You have to be willing to be broke to do what you want to do.
Yeah,
Like,
if you work, like I said, I did this full time for probably 4 to 5 years. And when I first started, there was a niche in the industry for marbles. So I made really good money off marbles for the first few years. But that niche went away, and then there was a lot of tough months. I mean, I ate a lot of ramen. And,
but on the other side of the coin,
but if you're willing to put the work in, you can
Yeah.
make money. You can make a living. Do it. People do it.
you can become wealthy blowing glass. Like you see, like Yushin, he puts the work in, and he gets.
It's also a lot about hype too. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sheen is a great glass blower, but he has this hype train around him that, you know, if
It's well worth it though. His
Yeah.
work speaks for itself, you know.
it does.
So yeah, that dude's rolling around in new cars and fucking new
Tesla.
houses and shit. So yeah. And like, you know, like well names like Salt, of course, that dude's, you know, rolling.
Yeah, Salt's actually going to become the eighth wonder, I tell you.
Yeah.
It's so fucking guys last month.
So now I'm just getting this lens part nice and red hot. Nice and red hot, getting this clear glass. And I use a lot of gravity to let the clear glass fall. If you notice, I'll change which way I'm holding up and which way I'm holding down. And that way, basically, as the glass gets hot, it moves kind of like honey, or molasses, or syrup, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, for some reason I didn't get your comment on here, some fucking guy, but if you used to carve wood, yeah, that dude, I would definitely jump on some glass. But the hand thing, yeah, you're probably gonna have some cramping until you get the muscles down, you know.
Yeah, how we met, here's a story for you guys. How we met was we did a demo together for 420 like 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years ago. I don't know. It's been a handful of years. And I hadn't blown glass for like 8 months, 6 months prior to this demo. And I just accepted it. And so me and him were the two artists. We met like maybe a week beforehand at the shop just to meet. And then the night of the demo, we decided what we were making. And it's still one of my favorite pieces that we've ever made. But by the end of the night, we worked like 10 hours. And by the end of the night, my arms were cramping and I was making a 2-piece Sherlock. And I had to hand it off to Nino because I literally just cramped up. All right, so now we're getting close. We're getting somewhere. Once I get this part done, it's going to move a little faster. $20 people, 48. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for support. If you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 so I can do more of these live videos. And oh shit, will you put the Diddy lens back on for me? You have to flip it so the curvature is towards the screen. I want to do more of these videos for you guys, but once I get to 1,000 subs, I can actually use my phone instead of my computer. My computer takes up a lot of bench space, and it's very inconvenient to have up here. So please subscribe.
Yeah, some fucking guy. If you're looking to get started, get yourself one of these.
They're called National 3As, right?
It's a National 3A, I think it's a 3B torch for $100.
A lot of people blow glass on those, and you'll outgrow it quick if you stick with it, but it's a great, cheap way to start. And you don't have to spend an arm and a leg on the torch. And like I said before in a previous video, you can go to an oxygen company or store and rent a tank and spend $200 on a 1K tank, or you can be patient and shop around for it like I did. And I got 2 tanks on Craigslist for $80. So I spent $40 a piece on my first 2K tanks.
Or another option is look on Craigslist or wherever for an oxygen concentrator.
I'm building one of those, by the way.
So, I mean, that'll run that torch no problem, but it won't run his torch or, a bigger torch.
We can run my torch off of 2 concentrators and a. I was talking to this kid about it at the Jason Gordon demo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have like a HBO or a
No, he just has 2 concentrators and then a
storage tank?
A Nerdocare. He has 2 K tanks that are chained together.
Oh, I see.
He says he basically fucking. He says he basically can't even keep up with it. He says it takes about
really?
4 hours to fill a tank with 2
Damn.
concentrators.
That's pretty good. Does he have like a home fill system or how does he?
Yeah, it's like a home fill system, like the InnovaCare or whatever, which I already have that part.
Okay.
At one point, I had 2. I had all the stuff I needed, and then I ended up moving to Colorado, and then people took my stuff or whatever.
Someone was asking about a Rick and Morty pipe. Probably a Pickle Rick pipe.
Yeah, I've made Pickle Rick pipes. They're
How
fun.
much?
How much? I've made more of the Pickle Rick chillums and pipes actually. Hit me up on the DM and I need to know what size you want it. If you just want just a standard one. Kind of details a little bit. But not too expensive, I mean, they're not bad. Maybe $60, $50, something like that. So now I got all this imploded, and I'm going to melt this clear back down to the marble. And I'm doing this marble a little differently than I would usually do it. Usually I would back this thing first before pulling it off the tube. but I wanted you guys to be able to see what it looks like before and after backing. And that's kind of what I just did is kind of not, I just did it to speed up the process for you guys, but you really shouldn't use the marble mold to force a shape, force it into a ball shape. Glass wants to be gathered into a ball naturally. It's just what it wants to do. But I'm trying to kind of speed this up a little bit for you guys because one, I know this isn't going to be good enough for the tube. And two, I'm sure that you guys are like, oh my God, this is taking forever. And if that's how you're thinking, glass blowing definitely is not for you. But yeah, so now that I got that implosion all the way imploded, got the clear gathered on top of the implosion so it has a lens. Because in a marble, the more clear you have on top of your pattern, the more it magnifies that pattern, the better it looks. All right, so let me polish this up for a second, and then I'll try to show you guys this thing. I don't know if it's gonna work on this crappy computer camera. And that's another reason why I want to use the phone is I can flip to the back camera and it's good enough to where you can see glowing glass.
That'd be one hell of a Christmas present, Odin.
What's that?
A Nug Smasher machine.
You gonna buy me a Nug Smasher, Odin? For Christmas? Is that what I heard?
Some fucking guy is gonna build one. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Dude, that name is awesome, dude. Some fucking guy. Well, I was impressed. Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna take this thing off again. Turn this down a little bit. And this needs to cool down just a little bit more.
It's nice and orange.
I think I might have gotten the grains that we want actually.
Nice lines here.
You don't get those lines if you gather it back up like that. Yeah, it's a little too orange. So, can you see this in your phone, Nino?
You can see it, but it's not.
Oh, that's hot like a motherfucker.
Ghetto garage on the cheap.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me try this. Can't really see it, can you?
The heat.
No.
Yeah, you can see it.
All right. Well, let me back it real quick. This will only take about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then you'll actually be able to see what we're working with here. Trust me, the reveal will be worth the time spent.
Yeah, not only is it cheaper to build shit yourself, but you feel gratified and, you know. Everyone just remember, anything is life that is worth takes a long time.
That's gonna be the new quote of the year. Who said that? Somebody who's fucking awesome.
Yeah, definitely that. Tommy Forrester won, dude. That's awesome, dude. I saw a comment. No, we haven't been to any conventions in Vegas or any at all.
Yeah, we really want to go, but we just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, dude, we spoke Kratom all day, dog.
Kratom, Kratom has its purposes. I've heard good things about it from people coming off opiates and stuff, but no, we don't. I've never really tried Kratom. Actually, I have tried it, and it did nothing. And someone told me, you need to do more, and I was like, I'm not taking more than what I took. That's crazy. Okay, so I took off the front punty or handle.
Using in LA. I don't even know how you pronounce that. EHLE.
EHLE.
And eel. And heel. I have seen those pieces before, though. They're pretty cool.
So now I'm just making sure that this is on center, and then I'm going to terminate this backside. Terminate the backside. Get it? That's what she said.
Then we're using propane and oxygen.
All right, so now basically where I was imploding last is kind of got this nice, it didn't come to a complete point. So I'm going to come in here and start slowly heating up that area, pulling off glass, and terminating it to the point right in the middle.
Some fuck. You could use a blowtorch and a heat gun, or a
What are you talking about for
for this custom homemade dab press.
shit? You can use a hair straightener in your
Yeah,
hands.
I mean it works a little bit.
It's literally how they started making rosin.
I don't know if you know how to wire up a PDI controller. You could probably use coils embedded in like a steel plate or something. I don't know.
I think Nino's gonna probably start up a YouTube after this. Looks like he enjoys talking to you guys.
I'm just gonna crash yours.
He's like, I'm just gonna fucking straight. He's like, you already gave me the hammer. It's all over.
Looks like we're up to 49 likes right now.
That's awesome. We're more than halfway. By way more than halfway.
Yeah, dude, get your homies to get on here and like this shit, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, dude. Come on. That's a good idea. Some fucking guy.
What do you say?
He's gonna use the oven elements. Seems legit.
All right. So as you guys can see, I'm just pulling off the back of this. This is like the very far back of the marble that I'm basically pulling out to terminate it. Sometimes I'll cheat and use my clippers. But even after you do that, you still got to come in here and make sure you get it terminated nice. That's a good termination. So now I'm gonna round this backside out just a little bit, not all the way, because this is where I'm gonna add the black coloring, so the fume pops.
Yeah, our Aussie friend BB Drums is saying I have a bad record in the past breaking pieces or his mates breaking them. Dude, that's one of the reasons why I started blowing glass. I'd buy a new piece, like it was like a Hitman piece when they were like really popping. And like my bro comes over and he breaks it. Like he picks it up and just fucking breaks it. The first day I had it, so I was like, dude, like come on, man.
High school.
Dude. Like, that dude's known for breaking pieces. I shouldn't even had him over.
He was a fucking liability from the get go. Alright, so now I'm gonna weld this piece of black onto this piece of clear, so I don't have to work with such a short rod. Kind of extend the handle. And while you're doing this, you don't want to forget, like, oh crap, I got a hot piece of glass in my hand, because if it gets too cold, it will break. If you lick hot glass, it will burn you, so be careful. Don't lick hot glass. Like what I do sometimes is I'll lick the rod, but I've never burnt my tongue yet, but I've gotten close. I've burnt my lips blowing a hot blow tube after polishing it, and not waiting long enough, or forgetting which side I polished.
I'm gonna show you guys my glass graveyard, but it's tucked away.
So now I'm going to gather up just a little bit of this black. And the whole time you'll see I have this other marble. I'll hold it the other way right now. I have the marble out here while I'm gathering up this black color. And how I gather it is I get it hot enough and we refer to the end of the rod as the elbow. You hold the elbow down and let gravity suck the glass down and gather. And it just wants to become a ball. Glass wants to become a teardrop or ball shape. So now that I got a little bit of this black, I'm going to smash it on my, not smash it, but I'm going to flatten it out on my little graphite pad. Basically all the tools we use in glass are either graphite or stainless steel. And if they're stainless steel or brass, and if they're metal, we use beeswax. And if they're graphite, then we don't use much of anything because graphite can withstand that heat.
That is true. Some pieces just walk away from you and you don't know where the hell they went.
I've had that happen at shows before, at demos.
Yeah, yep. And yeah, it's all finesse in the fingers and hands. It's like, gotta have like spider fingers. Where did glass blowing start?
This form of glass blowing originated from scientific glass blowing. So back in the day, when people needed, scientists needed beaker bottles and stuff, it originated from that type of glass blowing. Flame working, when flame working first started, that's the only time they used flame working. Otherwise, when they would make glass jugs and stuff like that, they would use soft glass type of styles, like glory holes and stuff. And if you go look up like glass blowing, vintage glass blowing video or glass blowing 1920s, they have this really cool one that has like super cool old music and a bunch of old men like blowing huge ass, like 5 gallon jug sized.
That was a television show that showed the like basically the end of human production and then machines taking over.
I never
Check that
saw
out.
that.
No. Yeah, you can reuse broken glass.
It just isn't worth it. A lot of the times, the glass breaks into too many pieces, and it's going to take longer to melt it all back down. But yeah, basically how they start making like all of our rods and tubes is inside of a crucible. There'll be a pot full of glass, whatever color it is, and they'll. You want to explain it? You've done it.
Yeah, the best way to reuse glass is to basically put it in a huge crucible oven and then like remake the rods and tubing from that because if you do it by the torch, it takes a long time and like you're better off just restarting, you know. Yeah, if you guys want to look that up, crucible tubing is freaking awesome, crazy. But like this stuff here, all this scrap in the tap off bucket, that's trash.
Yeah, we can't do anything with that. So now I got the backing on there. I'm finishing cooking it on. Black is a much thicker glass than clear, so you got to get it very, very hot to make them accept to each other. Make sure there's no lines, or make sure that their shape of the marble doesn't have any ovalness to it.
Yo, what do you mean, Felix? Crack glass? Crate glass? I don't know.
All right, if we don't get to 75 likes by an hour and a half, yeah, we'll wrap it up on the giveaway. I mean, we're close. 5 minutes to get 20 something likes.
I'll try it back on and you got it.
Sure. So now that I got this backing on, I'm gonna go through and use the marble mold. And I'm not pushing, I'm letting the weight of the marble basically sit down on it. And I just kind of push to the side a little bit, if anything. I'm not pushing down at all. No, shipping to Boston ain't expensive. Shipping internationally is expensive because of customs, but shipping to Boston is probably, it depends on the size of the package, but it's not a big deal. I've shipped all across the state, all across the country. I've shipped to multiple different countries. I've worked in Australia, I've worked in New Zealand, I've worked in Germany, I've worked in Asia, or China. But it just depends on where it's going, how much it weighs, and how much they charge for customs there. So just finishing rounding out this half of the marble. When you work on marbles, you basically round them out half by half. You can't round the whole thing out at once and get it perfect. So you'll get one half nice and round, and then you'll punny up or connect the handle. Get the other side nice and round. That side's nice and round now. So now I'm polishing off all my marber marks. I'm getting all the glass to look nice and even. Then I'll let it cool down a little bit so I can cold seal up to the back of it. You want, when you cold seal, you want one side to be super hot and the other side to be significantly cooler and solidified. That way you can pop it off. Hot seals are basically when you weld two pieces of glass together and they become one piece at that point. But after I take this off and take off this handle, you guys will be able to see what I've been working on. I don't like that connection. But it is what it is. It's a strong connection. So I'm going to end up having to peel that off later. It's a little bit too hot for the cold seal. So now take this handle off. And this one I hot sealed because I didn't want to risk it popping off. So now I'll go in and I'll make sure I pick off all the glass that was there from this handle. Just make sure that it's all original glass from the original marble. So now I'm going to go in and cook this nice and round. It'll take about 1 minute. You guys are going to see exactly what you've been waiting for as far as for this. You know, and this is a simple marble, and it took me an hour and a half, you know, like, so that's why glass art costs so much, is because it takes a while. I mean, nothing comes fast. I could have took some shortcuts and, you know, made it quicker for you guys, but the end result would not be anywhere near the quality that it could be if I take my time and don't skip these little steps. All right, this will be the last polish, and then I'll let it cool down and let you guys check it out. I'm good. How are you doing today? I don't know. You just walked away to go do something. I thought you went inside. All right, so now I'm gonna let this cool down. turn the torch off for now. I had the kiln all preheated, but as you can see, it's glowing really bright right now, so you can't see anything. But I'll let it cool down a little. And as soon as the outer glass is cooled off, I can put it in the marble mold and spin it and not affect the actual skin or the, what's it called? The surface glass. It solidifies first. So once it's solidified, I can run it through the marble mold without it wrinkling or man down without it wrinkling or anything like that. So we're almost there. If you guys can see it, give me a yip yip. If not, I'll continue holding it here. William, hit me up on, message me. So that's the marble. And that is exactly, I think we're going to use this on the mini tube. It kind of kicks up. So when we put it on there, it's going to be facing up toward you, kind of looking at you. It's pretty nice colors, kind of matches. It matches, it has some greens in it, has some oranges in it, and it has some blues in it. So before it gets too cold, you got to pop it in this kiln. You got to let it soak in some heat because it will crack. Those will pop. Guaranteed. No problem. I promise you. If I held it out for another 2 minutes, it would have just chink, and it would have been the end of it. Which rig? Thank you. Thanks, Mario. Yeah, that's my IG at @DubGlassworks, or that's my Venmo. And if you do @DubGlassworks with 2 S's and no underscore, that is my Facebook. What's behind who? Pick, what are you talking about? Yes, young Eli, shoot me a DM on my Instagram or a message on here, and I can get you an estimate. We'll talk about exactly what you want, and we'll take the time and figure out exactly what you're wanting and how much it's going to cost. The weird thing behind me. Oh, that thing? That's an evaporative cooler that my shopmate's brother made. It's a homemade like evap cooler, and it works, bro. Thank you very much, Kara. I also make pendants, carb caps, marbles, pipes, chillums, mini tubes. I made it. One custom order was a 7-inch cross, 7 inches tall. Like I think it was like just under 4 inches wide for the right proportions, and then in the middle had a heart over it with purple and white swirl. And it was for this girl's mother. You know, I'm willing to. I'm willing to make whatever. So, if you guys are interested in any glass, go ahead and shoot me a message. Like this video. Check out my other content. I'm new to this platform. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I don't have to lug my laptop here anymore. So please subscribe. It's not the same anywhere in any state.
What up, YouTube? YouTube, what up?
I'm gonna listen to this. Oh, you went to be here. That's where he went. He's so old now. He's 21. When I met this fool, he was just a young gunner. He's still a young gunner, but when I met him, I didn't buy him beer. What am I talking about? That's illegal.
More illegal activity going on here.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a section of part 2 with you guys. Yeah. First one of the day. Because I come around you guys and I smell the delicious nicotine, I'm like, oh yeah. So I have some scallop tubing right here. Basically, it's best to clean your glass with rubbing alcohol and paper towels, but we don't have any paper towels out here right now. I'm sure there's some inside, but I'm pretty lazy. Oh yeah, there's one right here that I probably blew my nose in. Oh, nice. We're gonna fuck with it. So I'm gonna pull a point on this. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna pull a point on this instead of just attaching a blow tube first. No, I'm just gonna attach a blow tube because I only bought one rod of this scallop tubing, one stick of it. And if you pull a point, you kind of waste a little bit of tubing every time you do that, about an inch or two. So to pull a point, when you're introducing cold glass to the torch, you want to start out in the firsts of the flame, or use an annealing flame characteristic, which is like this. And let it heat up kind of slowly, or else it will shock and it will crack. And once you get it heated up a little bit, you can start moving into the hot tone. Let me put this ditty back on here for you guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Mike Brown, for like a Rick and Morty pipe or a Pickle Rick. There's two routes we can go with the Rick and Morty pipes. People make millies. They're like little images, little chips that I can put into the glass, and I can buy some of those from another artist and incorporate them into the pipe and make it. Or I can make like Pickle Rick pipes. I've never done any drawing, like ISO drawing or anything like that. Not a lot of it, at least. The only kind of drawing I've done was writing people's names. Canada, eh? Hey, I got some glass out in Canada.
We're from Arizona, so we know all about Canada, or the snowbirds at least. They're actually starting to come now.
Oh, they're here.
How cold is it in Canada? Probably like below freezing and shit.
So what I'm doing is just marbling the end of this tube to the right size so I can hook a blow tube up to it.
Ice and snow. Holy fuck. There's a bunch of Canadians in your chat.
Oh yeah? Cool. Will you slice that off for me and so I can just flare that out?
Yeah, mate. Down under, mate. Probably think we talk weird, us Americans.
The Aussie?
The LZ.
What's his name? Something drummer?
Uh,
BB Drums or something like that?
Jim Bradley. I don't know.
There was another guy from Aussie, Australian, that was DMing me earlier, trying to get a piece made, but for some reason, I believe he was from Australia. For some reason, Australians can't download Venmo, so I think I'm gonna have to do like a GoFundMe or something, or a different style of.
Can you use Venmo?
Yeah, it's like he sent me a screenshot and said this app is not available in your country, straight up.
Dude, it's probably because the exchange rate, dude, it's so bad right now.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
The fucking currency, I don't know.
Maybe they haven't done Venmo to accept anything besides
Yeah.
U.S. currency.
Yeah.
So now I'll hook this handle up to this. First things first, though, is I'll put a plug up my Bluetooth.
You know Seth Seymour?
Who?
Seth Seymour?
I don't know. I think I've seen
Kristen
the
Nicole character? Whatever.
No clue who you're talking about.
I don't know if you're talking to us, Kristen, but yeah, I don't know.
What'd she say?
She thinks that you have a mutual friend.
Oh, really? Lee from
Seth
AZ?
Seymour.
Seth Seymour. I don't know. It sounds super familiar, so I don't know.
Hell yeah, Jim. Americans are awesome. Aussies are awesome too. Yeah.
There's awesome people all over this planet, man.
Yeah, everything we make is for legal smoking groups.
Yes, they are all medicinal devices.
Just print out a sticker, tobacco use only.
They used to have to do that.
Like make a piece with a weed leaf on it, tobacco use only.
You don't remember that shit when they used to have to put those
Oh,
stickers on
yeah.
pipes? They used to legit have to do that.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh, you're from Canada. Yeah, yeah. Government legal, dude. That government weed is trash, though, I heard.
Can't they grow their own?
If you can grow your own, that'd be sick, but
So now I have a handle on this.
4 plants, dude.
4 personal plants, that's not bad.
4 plants, yeah.
Don't have to have a license or anything. You just grow 4 plants. That's legit as fuck.
Is that 4 flowering plants or just 4 plants in general?
It's probably just 4 plants total, so you
4
probably have to
plants
do 2 flower. I bet you that they have that law, but nobody abides by that shit.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have a few clones ready to, start flowering when you harvest, Yeah, never smoke that government weed, dude.
So since I've had my hand all over that, my hand grease will dirty up the glass, and that glass will scuzz. It has a likelihood to scuzz. So I'll pull the plug out so there's no positive pressure, and then I'll cut a section of this off. And this is all for prep. So basically I'm just using this to make something else, to make another section that'll be the same shape as this. And then after I finish that, I can take that piece and make it into whatever I want. So right now I'm just heating up a band of this, nice and red hot. And then I will go down to my V-marver and marver it down.
Damn, the plant that yielded 5 pounds.
That's outdoor.
Definitely outdoor. 12-footer though. That shit must have been like a tree. You retracted it.
You're good. You don't got to retract shit on my channel, bro. But yeah, I have only done one outdoor crop out in Colorado when I lived out there. Otherwise, I did all indoor. And the amount of weight that comes with outdoor is unreal compared to indoor. It makes you like just not want to even touch indoor. Like, what's the point of it? Well, that's not true. I mean, with indoor, you get to at least. Can I use your jacks?
Which ones?
Big ones, small ones, whichever. You get to control the environment 100%. So with that said, you can grow a lot more quality herb.
I don't know, JoJo. I don't really get it. What do you call Mexican with a rubber toe?
What?
I don't know.
What do you call Mexico with the rubber toe, JoJo?
Roberto!
That's racist, Holmes.
Well, JoJo,
So now I'm just opening this end up so I can use this to sleeve a different color. Look at that marble in there. I think I'm cool with that one for the piece.
Oh, yeah. Got some blues in it.
Has some blues, some greens, and some oranges, just like this piece. And I'm going to drop it over on the top.
That's it. Yeah.
Or actually, let's not do an opal on that. Let's do the Marquise opal on the 3 small marbles on the top and use it right in the middle. The middle marble, I'll use just the Marquise. You down with that?
I'm down with that. Yeah.
So now I got this blank right here. This is for, you'll see what it's for. As you can see, this is called scallop tubing and it has a bunch of lines in it. The inside walls are like striped. It's hard to explain it, but they basically have ridges, kind of like a spine ribs. Rib for her pleasure.
You're up to like 59 months.
Yeah, so thanks for all the likes, all the support. You guys are awesome. I'm not done. I'm going to be going for a little bit longer. There's a good chance that I might end this one and start a new one for some reason, just because, but I don't know. Is that a bad idea? I'm so new to this this platform. I don't know if I should just run like a 4-hour video. It seems like no one will ever watch it again.
Yo, Canadians out there, have you guys ever smoked out of a government building?
I mean, which one do you want to use? This one or no?
Like those pipes and the benches and shit, and then the walls?
So I'm going to finish this one before I do it.
I seen a YouTube video of a dude literally smoking a bench.
A bench?
Like, some dude was like drilling pipes into shit.
Oh, really? That's funny. Okay, yeah, so I was right here. That's what I was doing. So now I gotta, I'm gonna let that heat up all the way before I test size that. What else do I need to do? I also need to do a blank of clear. Oh, there we go. That's too small.
Maybe.
So I need to use this, and then when I roll it, start to put the I mean, I could still use this, but I'd have to bridge it right now.
Yeah. I mean, whatever the hell you want to do. Like green tubing is pretty thick.
It is. But that scallop tubing is super thin.
Yeah.
So this green tubing is really thick, and the scallop tubing I just use is really thin. And this stuff is a little bit too big in diameter to fit smoothly inside the inner walls of that scallop tubing. I'm going to end up sleeving this after I fume it and stuff. Can you prep me out another tube? Yeah, please. Nice.
It's different. The composition of the glass, they put like metal oxides in it, so it's the same base glass, but with different metals and additives to change the color.
Yeah, metal oxide. Some colors have coppers and silvers and. But this kind of glass is called borosilicate glass, and it's basically like it's a lot harder than it's a lot denser and takes more heat to melt than the glass you see people doing furnace work with. What's COE stand for? Coefficient of expansion?
Yeah, coefficient of expansion.
Yeah, so this is COE 33, and soft glass, or what you see people doing furnace work with, is COE 104, I believe.
Yeah, it's like 104 and 96.
And 96, yeah. It varies. But if you try to put together, like if I tried to weld a piece of soft glass to a piece of boro, it won't because they're not compatible. The rate of expansion on them is so different that they'll crack.
Damn, they had recalls on the government weed.
Yeah, that makes you feel safe about the meat they're producing.
Yeah, that's the main use for boro, is for scientific experiments and stuff, because it doesn't contaminate like metal will over time. Yeah, JoJo, we know a little bit. We don't definitely not experts.
Yeah, there's always something to learn in glass.
Yeah, I mean, this is like what we do. We like glass, so
Yeah. I mean, he does this full time. I used to do it full time for many of years, but now I'm an electrician. I do that full time, but I'm still on the torch as much as I can, pretty much every one of my days off. And if I get off early enough, I'll come and blow glass. Because it's what we like to do. It's where the fun is, where we think it's awesome.
yeah, we're talking to you like a tweaker in like you would talk to a tweaker in the alley.
What the fuck?
That's what Joe's saying. So yeah, he's like a tweaker in the alley.
That's hilarious. You guys are fucking awesome. You guys are awesome. Hell yeah, 16 people. That's what's up. Still keeping a little bit of a audience over here. Can't ask for much more.
I love it, dude. There's videos of like tweakers blowing a meth pipe. Like, this is how you make a basic pipe, okay? Using a propane torch and fucking.
Yeah, fucking a light bulb. It's like, I've had people ask me. I went to a dispensary the other day, and this guy, I always bring cases to me. Like a lot of times, I'll bring glass with me. And there's this customer that was there. Was like, "Do you ever make oil burners?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Oil burners." And I was like, "You mean meth pipes?" He's like, yeah. And I was like, "No, I've never made one of those ever because my torch doesn't make bullshit."
Get that shit out of here, man. It's funny. Joe says he's seen a guy in an alley fixing his broken pipe.
Shit, we've seen a lot of shit in Arizona too, man. There's a lot of fucking dirty spots around here.
You know what's funny? Our local shop, their logo is a crack pipe with an X through it.
Yeah.
That's dope. I like that show.
It's cool, but it's also stupid in my opinion because you're also advertising like no meth, but you're still showing the fucking meth pipe.
I know, yeah. I mean, you're missing out that $2 buy, dude, for that meth pipe.
Yeah, and making a meth pipe is super not hard, so you guys know. Just because I've never made one, but I know it's not hard because every time I blow a bubble to do an implosion, all I gotta do is pop a hole.
Yeah, dude. Oh, Mario posted that. My brother's gonna try and post a link to that video if he can find it. smoking out of a government bench in a government building. It's awesome.
So there's a bunch of moisture in this tube right here, which is a sign that you want to be super gentle with it. And heat it up very slow. If you see any condensation inside of your tube, that means that you don't want to heat it up fast, basically. But once it heats up, you can really lay into it. And then I'm just cutting off another section of this stuff for the scallop tubing or whatever.
Yeah, glass explodes sometimes. It's just usually when you're not being careful or you're trying to skip a step or
In a rush, not thinking.
rushing. But when it's cold outside, yeah, it can happen.
Yeah, especially when it's cold outside, that does happen quite often. I remember I used to work out of my dad's garage when I was younger, when I first started, and I didn't really understand glass very well as far as the science behind why it cracks. And generally, every time there's a reason, glass just doesn't crack not every time, but most of the time there's a reason.
Yeah.
Glass doesn't crack just because, it cracked. Very rarely does that happen. Usually it's because you shocked it, or you didn't treat something, temperature shock, or incompatibility with the other colors you're using, stuff like that. It's very rarely it just cracked. It's not my fault.
How long have you been on the torch for?
I've been on the torch for 8-ish years. It's been about 8 years, yeah, 8 or 9 years, I think. See, and just how I introduced this blow tube, this little piece of glass, to the flame tube quick, it instantly started cracking. And actually, before I do any of that, I want to let this all preheat too. And while I'm letting that preheat, I'm going to work on this little marble. This little bead.
That's called a V-blade. He uses it for necking down and for cracking the glass off. Makes a real concentrated point where you can separate it with still leaving it hollow. Very useful tool.
Okay, and this little piece I pulled out actually has a crack in it, which isn't an end all. You just got to be very careful and heal that crack.
Hell yeah, Tyler. This is a huge fan, dude.
I appreciate it. That's a cool name. Please subscribe, check out my other content, check out my YouTube, donate to my Venmo. I am ordering stickers tomorrow, and sticker packs will be available as soon as they get in, which will be about 4 days after that. So probably next week, I will have sticker packs available with 2 different designs, 2 brand new designs as well. And I'm probably going to let Nino hop on the torch for a little bit just so he can show you some of his moves. I'll have him make a nectar collector or something for you guys.
Yeah.
Or whatever he wants to make. If you guys have any recommendations on what you want him to make, go ahead and type it in and let us know.
Within
within
20 minutes.
Yeah, within a logical time frame. I can make a mini tube real quick. It does take a couple hours, at the very least. So when you're connecting a blow tube up, you want to make sure that both sides are nice and red hot. So they accept each other. They basically flow together like honey. And then you'll push and give just a very slight tug. You almost don't even tug. You almost just think about tugging. And it doesn't flow away. Like, when I say push, I mean just touch it together. All the moves in glass are generally very, very minute. Like, you should never really have to force the glass or push hard or pull hard. If you're doing that, then your glass isn't hot.
Some fucking guy. How this works is, let me get this.
You heat up the end, the tip.
Yeah, heat that up, and then you can dab your concentrate.
And if you look at my last video I posted, I use it right at the beginning of the video and explain it. And I also give him a shout out because he's the one who taught me how to make those. And first person I saw that kind of put his own spin on it too. So right now I'm just making a bead. It's a nice simple bead that I'm going to end up putting onto either a paracord bracelet or something like that, or a paracord keychain I make. It's a bunch of different stuff. Or, some people like just to buy beads, and what they'll do with them is they'll make their own jewelry out of them and use them as like the main bead.
Put them in your dreadlocks.
Yeah, I've actually had people ask me to make them dread beads. Yeah, and that crack is completely gone by now. It's been gone.
You crack in a kiln or something?
Something, yeah.
Super weed, 40%. Yeah, right.
There ain't no 40% weed out there. You're tripping. Getting to the mid to high 20s, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, how can 25% of that weed be THC though? Holy fuck. Doesn't even really make sense. I bet it's a download mini water pipe. I've made a few of those before.
Yeah, we both have. It's kind of hard to make it a download. Like, it's kind of obvious that it's a water pipe as soon as you see the ground joint.
It's a mini bomb.
Yeah.
$30 is about it. And even then, I think when they say 30% on their weed, I think they're lying. Either the testing facility is over.
Yeah, they're paying the testing facility off,
Yeah.
or something like that. For those of you who don't know, I grew pot out in Colorado for like 4 or 5 years for the medicinal clubs before it became recreation.
Yo, is that Aussie dude still in? Did they find a new classification of weed in Australia?
Jay Bird, the price for a 14 millimeter ranges. It depends on what you want exactly. So shoot me a message. We'll figure out what you want, and I'll give you a price. So basically, I'll blow the tip of this very thin. This is a trick Nino taught me when I met him, and then I'll get another rod red hot. Once that rod's red hot, I'll push it onto that super thin part of the glass, and the heat from the red hot rod will transfer into that thin glass and melt it to the red hot block. And it'll create that basically to be one piece of glass. And after it cools down a little bit, you can just snap it. And it pops a nice little hole right in the end, right in the center where you want it. That's a good trick to learn. I was like, what? Fuck?
You'd really want an AK-47 Nectar.
I've only made a handful of guns, and they were all solid. But me and him could collab. You guys an AK-47. For a while there, I was obsessed with making little pendant guns. I made a ton of AK-47s, which is funny. I actually found one. I made for my cousin. He busted it out, and the clip was broken off. But other than that, it was still fully intact, and it was from like 6 years ago. And it was just funny to see my old work, like it's just funny when you look at what you used to make and what you're making now, and you don't realize the progression until you see some of your older work, and then you're like, oh shit, I guess I am getting better.
Yeah, Jojo, the Nectar collectors are designed to basically be used for like 6 months, and then from there they kind of start cracking and stuff. So
Yeah, they're not quartz.
yeah, they're not quartz; they're all glass. So I mean, it really wouldn't be worth it because then you just have a cracked ass AK-47.
Yeah. Weren't you talking about doing a ray gun?
Yeah,
You still done it?
maybe.
I think you should.
Let me get my functionals going again. How about this order for some funds up?
Yeah. Did you guys agree on the price?
Yeah.
What's the subtotal?
850.
For how many pieces total?
So you want 3, the little
Just-
basic.
Just how many pieces total?
6.
Okay. Nice. That's good.
That's good enough.
Yeah. No, we don't get rich over here, guys, so you know. They don't have any more buildings over here.
Yeah.
So I got the first half of the bead shaped. I'm just making a nice.
You get another case of 10.
What?
You need to get another case.
Okay.
Of Bluetooth.
How much is a case of 10 mil?
I think it's like $100.
Really? For 10 mil? How much 10 mils in a case? Quite a bit.
Yeah. 164 pieces.
Okay. Well, I guess that's worth it. Well, I guess a case of 10 mil will last us, what, 6 months?
Lasted us like a year already.
There you go.
So, I mean,
So now I cold sealed up to the other side of this. And with the cold seal, you got to be very careful because if you tink it on anything, it will crack, it'll pop off.
glass is probably cleaner than growing. Yeah, I'd say.
Cleaner?
I don't know.
What do you mean by cleaner?
I think this dude, Felix Smokes, is a grower.
Oh, well, growing is actually pretty. I mean, I get what you mean by dirtiness, but
Yeah.
if you saw our bench, if we didn't clean it, you'd be fucking appalled. So now I'm just pulling off this other blow tube and I'm actually pulling it down so I can terminate this end and not waste any of this color, the space tech. And now I'm going to go in and shape this side of the bead. And I'm just making this right now while those heat up. Those are actually heated up by now, and I could put this away, but I'm almost done. And I want to just make a couple of things for you guys so you guys can kind of understand the process of how things are made.
don't know what he's trying to say. I think this is too high.
What's it say? Some crazy shit? Is he not from America?
I don't know what Corinth is.
Corinth?
Has side effects or like different people for lungs. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the way it glows at the end seems like fiber optics. That's because fiber optics is actually borosilicate glass stretched down really thin.
Actually, I think it's quartz.
Oh, it's quartz?
Yeah, because there's no impurities.
Oh yeah, you're right, it's quartz. But yeah, you're right. It does kind of look like fiber optics when it's all clear and the glass gets red hot. So now I got the bead shape nice and even. So now I'm going to go in here and just terminate this end a little bit.
Yeah.
Some of the blue, something, is that ultraviolet stuff?
No, I'm shining light through.
That's just a light shining through clear. Okay. So now I'm going to pop this hole or get ready to.
Yeah. Custom grow for 20. That's a hollow bead, right?
Yeah, it's a hollow bead. What kind of bead isn't hollow? Was that a question someone asked?
Oh, I think he's saying it's cleaner to smoke off of glass as opposed to anything else. Yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
definitely. But you don't want to be smoking out of China glass. A lot of their pipes legit have paint inside of them. And import glass is not a great choice for health if you're wondering.
The good old Springers. What's a Springer?
I don't know.
It's like a homemade bong out of a water bottle or something?
Extras for Facebook. I don't know what that means either. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to the comments right now, guys. Just gonna finish up this bead real quick.
Yeah, I know what you mean, dude.
And the big thing with beads is making sure that the hole size on both sides are the same and that the hole throughout the entire bead is the same. Because if it gets thinner in the middle, then you can't squeeze the chains through it, you know.
Talk about your glasses. Yes, your eyes hurt.
No, my eyes don't hurt because the type of glasses we wear are called didymium glasses. Right? Didymium, is that how it's pronounced? Yeah, we call it Arditys. And basically, the type of lens they are, they block out the sodium flare that is put off that you guys are seeing on the camera, which I have one of them on on the computer, but it doesn't work that great, obviously.
Think of it like a welding mask for glass blow.
Exactly. It's basically like a super weak welding mask. And this is like a super weak weld.
But if you're spectating without glasses, then yeah, you'll have
your
your eyes will. Some people have actually lost eyesight from it. You know, like those dudes at the Renaissance Fair who blow and don't use glasses. It's actually kind of common.
Yeah, kind of crazy that they do that too. So now this is done. So I'm gonna hopefully this cold seal I did right. So you'll flash your cold seal in the heat, and then you'll score it on something kind of cold. Tweezers work good. Just run the seam on it, and then you'll tap it with with another piece of glass. It should just pop off like that. After it pops off, make sure you always heat your tool up because these tools are way colder than the glass, and it will shock the glass. And then you'll go and you'll polish any kind of sharp parts from the cold steel.
That ye old Coke can pipe fucking bullshit. Ever heard of a servo brand? Servo glass oil bomb. Wish you could post pictures in the chat because I'd like to see that thing.
Yeah, that would be cool. So here's a simple little bead that is made out of my Space Tech prep. And things like this, they're pretty small, so you don't really have to run through a full anneal cycle. I'll let it soak in the kiln for a little bit, and then I'll stick it on top of the kiln so it cools down at a slower rate than if I didn't. But basically, I'll bring it up to 1050 so it releases all the tension in the glass, and then I'll pull it out and stick it on top of the kiln. It's still like probably it's hot. It'll burn you if you touch that kiln. And then after that, I'll take it off and put it on a glove. Just for the small like beads and stuff, sometimes I'll do that. Other times I won't. So now Nino's gonna hop on and make you guys a nectar collector. He doesn't use this brand of torch, so he'll probably make remarks about how weird it is, but he has used it before and he does fine. I'm gonna go hit the head.
Hell yeah. All right, so like I showed you guys before, nectar collector. It's a fairly basic object. The goal is just to have a portable unit that you can dab with, you know. So
He makes different shapes. The donut really helps from them clogging up, so that donut's a really cool part of it. Watch how he does the donut. That's really cool. Off that, touch one.
So yeah, this torch is pretty foreign to me. I like it a lot, but I'm not really used to using it. So I'm going to start off with a little piece of 12 millimeter tubing. And a blow hose, which you guys were talking about earlier. So Donovan's torch is super low, so it's kind of awkward for me to work on it. Just get a nice clean straight sail onto that tubing. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is heat up probably like right here and blow a bubble. And that'll become the donut for the quiche.
Most of my followers. We even grew up together. We did a lot of stuff together. Yeah, get off top. He's pretty active. He probably does at least a video a day, if not two. But you can see, he's using a bowl tube, and it's extremely helpful to use a bowl tube for this technique. You can do it without one, but it makes it a lot easier to do with one, correct?
Yeah, for sure. So now I'm gonna heat it up and flatten it out, and then I'll make the bubble.
And what you use is, we have a handful of tools that we use. These are called jacks. They kind of look like tweezers, but they're like blades. We use that to open up and flare tubing. These are reamers. They come in different sizes. This is a reamer / paddle. And then that's a paddle. So he's using my marver and a paddle to press it down and make sure that he's pressing it flat evenly. Dude, set the cameras to
Sorry, homie.
Nino likes his face. He likes to be able to see himself. Is that better, guys? Odin, how long ago did you ask that? Am I lagging?
The comments were off for a second.
All right, let me pull the comments up on my phone to make sure they're not. Hold up 1 second, guys. I'm pulling you guys up on my phone to see where we're at on the comments.